Hello and welcome back to Third and Long Podcast. I'm your host Mason Rooney, and unfortunately, my co-host Cody Starin wasn't able to make it today because he's in immense pain recovering from mouth surgery. He just got his wisdom teeth pulled out. So, in his lieu, I decided to bring in my new co-host Nessie. Say hello, Nessie. Thank you. In this episode, we're going to recap Thursday Night Football and look ahead to Week 7 of the NFL season. So, let's get straight into it. Thursday Night Football saw Denver take on a Cleveland Browns team that has definitely seen better days. Cleveland was going through immense injuries, a lot of injuries. They were without their top two backs in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, and they were without Baker Mayfield, their starting QB. Now going into this game, I even placed a bet that Denver would win. Boy, Denver is not good. They have not looked good since week 3 when they beat up, I don't even know, but I just remember the first 3 games was the Giants. I think it was Giants, Jets, Jags in some order, and they have yet to win since. And I just don't know what the hell's up with Denver. They have all the pieces there. Teddy might not be the best QB, but it just doesn't seem to be working out there for some reason. Maybe it's Vic Fangio. Who knows? But Cleveland was able to show their resilience and able to fight for their season. Through all their injuries, they're still going to be competing for a wild card spot, probably. We'll see how Cincinnati Baltimore turns out, but yeah, they kept their season alive because loss this week could have been really bad for them in the long run. So Denver blew this game. They had every opportunity to win. I'm not sure what's the problem out there. Maybe it's Vic Fangio, maybe it's Teddy. They have all the pieces they need. It's just something's not working out there. For the morning games of Week 7, we have KC versus Tennessee. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the over-under on this game is. I'm going to do a quick check. But this game should definitely be hitting the over. Both these teams have literally zero defense. So, I expect this. The over-under is at 57.5. If I were a betting man, I would definitely be hammering the over on this one. There's zero chance that there's any defense played in this game. I'm expecting another hat trick from Derrick Henry, maybe a hat trick from one of them, either Kelsey or Tyreek. But there should be very minimal defense played this game. But that being said, whichever defense is able to make that one stop is probably going to be able to walk out here with the win. I would like to say it would be KC as someone that has Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill on their fantasy team. But I would not be surprised if Tennessee is able to walk away with this win either. Just Derrick Henry being able to do Derrick Henry things is going to be tough for a very lackluster KC defense to stop. So, for my pick this week, I'm going to go with KC. Yeah, an unconfident KC pick. Football team versus Packers. Now, I don't really have much to say about this game. This is going to be a snooze fest. Green Bay is just going to destroy football team, and Aaron Rodgers might become majority shareholder in the football team franchise as well. Who knows? He'll probably definitely make better decisions for the team than Dan Snyder ever would. But yeah, Green Bay by a lot. I'm actually curious about the spread. It's at 7.5, which I think is pretty low. Football team has shown nothing that has impressed me so far this season, so I expect them to not do anything. At least a whole lot of not much this game against Green Bay. But who knows? Maybe Taylor Heineke's just gonna baby goat it up and just dot up Green Bay defense. Is it likely? Probably not. But we can all hope. But yeah, Green Bay I think covers spread of 7.5 easily. Probably the game of the morning games: Cincinnati versus Baltimore. You have the two top teams in the AFC North, and Cincinnati wins. And if Cincinnati wins, they end up taking the top spot in the AFC North. This, I remember last week I said that Baltimore versus Chargers would be a great game. Definitely did not live up to that. So I'm hoping that Joey Burrow and the Bengals are able to put up a better fight than the Chargers did. And we actually get a very good competitive game that warrants being one of the better games of the morning. Probably, the Cincinnati-Baltimore game and KC-Tennessee game are going to be the two best morning games. I'd recommend watching KC-Tennessee because at least you know there's going to be, it should be competitive. Cincinnati-Baltimore. It's in Baltimore, and Baltimore has looked great so far. Somehow they've looked like the best team in the AFC, beyond either probably Buffalo. But yeah, I think Baltimore continues their streak and just Lamar runs wild. And yeah, I would love to see I'd love to see a competitive game between the two, but who knows? I said that about last week with Baltimore and Chargers, but like I said, nothing happened that game. No word. Or at least nothing happened that made it competitive. Carolina, New York Giants. Now, Carolina hasn't done anything since they went 3-0, similar with the Denver Broncos. But they, unlike the Denver Broncos, they actually play a not good team. So, I would hope that Sam Darnold is able to right his own ship and show that he can be a franchise quarterback for this Carolina team. You would love to see it from Sammy Darnold, being able to bounce back from a dreadful last 3 games. But granted, Giants have have better talent than probably actual talent on that defense. So could be easy, could be not, could not be. So on the Giants end, Danny Dimes, he's gonna be without some of his top receivers, I believe. He's gonna be without Galladay and Tony and Saquon, so he's gonna need to be able to overcome adversity yet again. And I know me and Cody have talked about this. I'm not sure what your thoughts are, Nessie, but Danny Dimes, we both think that Daniel Jones is not that guy in New York. I think this is last year. No, I think this might be year 4 for him. Could he get his 5th-year option invoked? Probably. Giants don't really like to move off they don't really like to move off quarterbacks. Granted, I haven't really seen them much without Daniel Jones or Eli Manning, so who knows? I'd expect Daniel Jones to be back on the Giants team next year. Should he be? Probably not. So, yeah, I'm going to take Carolina. I think they are just a better team right now. I think Gilmore's playing this week too, and the Giants offense has nothing that scares me. That would scare me if I was a Carolina fan. So I'm going to take Carolina this game. Atlanta versus Miami. Now, we have 2 very disappointing teams so far in the season. Miami gave up their first round pick for this year for Jalen Waddle, and boy, that is looking like a bad trade for them. They're 1-4, 1-5. I think 1-5, maybe 2-3. But they have just not looked good this season. 1-5. Yeah, Atlanta's better than them right now. Going into this season, Miami was projected like a wild card team. They had a great defense. They handed the keys to the kingdom to Tua. What is that a right call? Probably not. There's rumors that popped up this week about them making a trade for Deshaun Watson. I'm not sure if even Deshaun Watson would be playing this season though, so that's something to keep an eye out. I don't even know what assets they would even have for Deshaun Watson, but that's besides the point. Miami's down bad right now, and they need they need a win because they can't afford to be losing since they don't have their pick. So they are down bad. They need this win. Atlanta, they have all the offensive weapons. I would think. I'm not sure if Calvin Ridley's playing this week, but I know he missed. They're coming off of their bye week, so hopefully Calvin Ridley is able to play. Yeah, I think Calvin Ridley's back this week. They had their bye week, so Miami or Atlanta should be fully rested. I think they beat someone in London and went on by. So they beat the Jets in London. They went on by. So hopefully, Atlanta's all ready to go for this game. They don't really need this win, not like Miami does. I do expect them to win though because Miami just has not been good this year. I just don't know what to expect of Miami. But Atlanta, you know what you're getting. Bad defense, good offense, weapons at least. So hopefully Kyle Pitts continues his he has another breakout game against a very lackluster Miami defense, or that Miami defense has been lackluster this year so far. But yeah, I expect Atlanta to walk away with this win. All right, my pick for this week. This game is Atlanta. I hope they walk away with this win. Don't know what to expect from this game though, because Miami could easily just decide to be like, you know what, maybe we actually should start playing football, and just crank it up to 11 somehow and just destroy Atlanta. Not out of the realm of possibility. Don't see it happening, but is a definite option that could happen. Jets versus New England. Bill Belichick has a tendency to basically destroy any rookie QB that he comes across in a season. I think there's only been a handful of rookie QBs that have been beaten Bill Belichick. If I remember correctly, it was like six rookie QBs that have ever beaten Bill Belichick. Maybe. Or at least in his time in New England. So I don't expect Zach Wilson to be number 7. Or whatever that number is, actually. Zach Wilson hasn't been great exactly this year. He's shown signs of greatness, but not consistent. Granted, it is the Jets, so maybe it's just the Jets organization that's holding him back. So, and Mac Jones has probably been the best rookie QB of the draft class so far. Is he going to be in the long run? I would hope not for Jacksonville and New York Jets' sake. Definitely Chicago's sake too. But right now, Mac Jones is playing like the best rookie QB. Is the best rookie QB playing right now. He came off a not so good game where he got outplayed by Davis Mills. Something I don't expect to happen again. But yeah, Mac Jones should be able to dot up. Hopefully throw a touchdown or two to Jacoby Myers for the first time in his career. And yeah, New England should walk away with this win. It's in Foxborough. Not many QBs are actually able to walk into Foxborough, let alone a rookie, and beat a Bill Belichick-led team. So, New England walks away with this win. Afternoon games. Now, these afternoon games, there's only one that actually looks good. I say good, but who knows? This could also be a blowout. But it's Philly-Vegas. Philly, last week, they played Tampa on Thursday, and they actually let Miles Sanders run the ball. And minimal attempts, but when Miles Sanders got the ball, he showed why he should be getting more touches. Sirianni, Eagles head coach, said that they were going to give the ball to the playmakers, and Miles Sanders is definitely a playmaker they need to be giving the ball to. They just need to be able to take the pressure off of Jalen Hurts, not let him be carrying this offense. But who knows if he's actually going to be able to implement Miles Sanders into the offense. I'd like to see it, but who knows? Vegas, last week I had them losing, but somehow they came out and just whooped on the Denver Broncos. So and they just looked like they actually wanted to be out there. John Gruden wasn't out there last week, and you could definitely see changes on the team. Josh Jacobs came out and said like the bench was calm for like the first time since Gruden's been there. You're not having someone cuss you out every time you mess up one play. And he said the mentality out there is like, oh, you mess up, on to the next play, which is a good mentality to have, but it can be bad sometimes. But yeah, I think Vegas definitely needed that change, and the interim head coach right now seems to be doing. Granted, it was only one game against a very lackluster Denver Broncos team, but they look like they definitely needed that change to happen. This game is in Vegas, and Philadelphia really doesn't have that great of a defense. They have some players, just nothing too notable. I expect Vegas to light up the scoreboard in Vegas, and hopefully we get like a shootout. Hopefully we get a shootout in this game. But I'd still take Vegas to win this game. Now the next three afternoon games are all snooze fests, to say the least. You have Detroit versus the Rams, Matt Stafford's quote unquote revenge game. But this is not going to be a game. This is going to be the Rams. This is stat padding for the Rams. How many touchdowns can Matt Stafford drop on his old team? This is more so of a Jared Goff revenge game, really, because Jared Goff is got the short end of the stick. But Goff isn't going to do anything this game. You could mark my words on that. There's zero chance that Detroit walks away with this win. So the spread on this game is 16.5 in favor of the Rams, and honestly, I would take the Rams. Detroit has, granted, they've been fighters for most of this season, all the season except last week where they just got manhandled by the Bengals. But the Rams are significantly better than the Bengals, and this game should not be close. I would definitely expect the Rams to cover 16.5 points, and definitely, and maybe throw the Matt Stafford MVP bet, because this game is just going to give him some extra stats, maybe like a 400-yard, 5-touchdown game. Not out of the realm of possibility. Would McVay pull him before that happens? If the game is out of hand, maybe, probably, but we'll see. No way in hell Detroit walks away with this win. Houston, Arizona is another snooze fest. Similar reasons. Houston is a very bad team right now. They don't really have anything going for them. Davis Mills had a good game last week, but it's definitely not going to be translating over to a game against the last undefeated team left in Arizona. And this is J.J. Watt's revenge game. Will he Will he have a good game? Yeah, maybe. But this spread was at 17.5. So, like, similar with Rams, I could definitely see Arizona covering. They've just been so good offensively and defensively that they just should and probably will walk over this Houston team and get an easy dub, making them 7-0, which pains me to say as a Seahawks fan. But there is zero chance in hell that Houston walks away with this win, barring major injury. I should also say that with the Detroit Rams game, barring major injury to every person on the Rams and Arizona, respectively, there is no way Detroit and Houston win their respective games. Now, the last game of the afternoon, Chicago versus Tampa. Now, I believe the spread was at like The spread for this game is at 11.5. This game is weird because I feel like Chicago could light up the scoreboard and show off how good they are offensively. But Matt Nagy, like literally every other person in the world, should not be head coach of the Bears right now. He's just not been coaching well. He's not been coaching Justin Fields well. And granted, Tampa's defense has not looked great this year. Not as good as a lot of people expected it to be. But Tom Brady's on the other side on the opposite team. Chicago defense is very hit or miss, and I guess they always miss, huh? And yeah, I wouldn't bet on this game. I'd definitely bet that Rams and Arizona cover. I wouldn't bet that Tampa covers because I feel like this is one of those games where Matt Nagy is just going to do barely enough. He's going to keep Chicago in this game somehow offensively. And people are like, well, he had a good game against the reigning Super Bowl champs. So maybe he could still be their head coach. But like me and Cody have said for the last few weeks, Matt Nagy needs to go. He's not the right coach for Justin Fields. So, yeah, I would definitely take Tampa. Would I take the points? If I were to have bet on this game, I would take the points, but not confidently. Just because Chicago could mess around and keep this game close somehow. Sunday night football. It features the Indianapolis Colts versus the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are coming off their bye week, so they should be healthy. Jimmy Garoppolo should be playing. And, yeah. Trey Lance didn't play bad the last time. He didn't play great, but it was against the Arizona team. But, yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo is probably going to be getting the starting nod, like he should. And, Indianapolis, the last few weeks, has started to realize that Jonathan Taylor is their offense, and they need to be giving Jonathan Taylor the ball. And Carson Wentz has been playing very good complementary football to Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if he's going to be the long-term answer for Indy, but he's definitely been good for them this year. The games they've lost have not been on Wentz, at least not all of them. I noticed the Seattle loss wasn't on him. I don't remember much of the other losses, but Indy's a very good team. They have the personnel to be a good team. Also, this is the Forrest Buckner's revenge game against San Francisco. Yeah. This should be a good game. Good defensive battle. Maybe. This could also be a shootout. It's going to be one or the other. You're either going to get the defensive battle where it's just going to be like a 14-10 type of game, or you get the shootout where Jonathan, this could be like a KC Tennessee, but on Sunday night. So, yeah, definitely hopefully a good game to watch. I would take Indianapolis. Yeah, I'll take the Colts, just because I don't want to take the Niners. I've already taken the Rams in Arizona. That hurt me to do. But yeah, I'd take the Colts. I'm not sure. Let me see the spread. It's at Niners -4. It is in Santa Clara, coming off a bye week. I could definitely see the Niners winning. Do I want them to win as a Seahawks fan? No. Will it probably happen? Maybe. But I personally am going to be taking the Colts this game. Monday Night Football features the New Orleans Saints versus the Seattle Seahawks. And I have my Magic 8 Ball here to determine the type of Jameis we will get. So before we start talking about this game, will we be getting good Jameis this week? Cannot predict now. Will we get good Jameis this week? You may rely on it. So, That being said, Jameis Winston is going to drop 450 yards and 4 touchdowns on this slightly improving Seattle defense. They looked good last week. They looked good last week. They held Pittsburgh to, I believe, it was like 20 something. It was like 20. I think it was 20. Granted, they don't exactly have a good offense, so that's not really not something you should be celebrating. But they had flashes of goodness that Seattle defense did last week. Yeah. The Seattle last 2 games been Rams, Pittsburgh, and the last 2 offensive drives for each game ended with a Geno Smith turnover on the first play of the drive. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully Seahawks just come out the gate, running the ball down the throat like they did in the second half of last game. Saints defense hasn't exactly been, great like it has been the last few years. But you would hope Seattle's able to replicate the second half of last week's game and just go from there. I don't know what to bet this game or who to pick this game. I'm going to be picking Seattle because I am a Seahawks fan and that is just my moral obligation to do so. But yeah, who knows? I think Saints are favored this game, so I'd definitely take Seattle. Yeah, Saints are favored by 4.5 on the road. So definitely take Seattle in the points. Take the 4.5 with Seattle. I would hope that Seahawks are able to get this win. They desperately need this win. If they lose this game, their season might probably be over. Just because they haven't looked good at all this year. Minus their 2 wins. So, who knows? I, as a Seahawks fan, am going to be picking Seattle, but it is a very unconfident pick. I wouldn't be disappointed but not surprised if the Saints end up winning. But, yeah, I'm going to be taking Seattle in this game. And hopefully we get a good game. Hopefully we don't get a another Seattle type of game. Hopefully, I would love to be surprised and this just be complete Seattle annihilation or Seahawks annihilating the Saints. Probably not going to happen. Last week I predicted that Jamal would get his first pick as a Seahawk. Almost happened. Twice, I think. Yeah, it happened almost twice last week. And I'm going to double down on that pick, on that prediction. Jamal will actually get a pick this game and a sack, maybe 2. He's just going to have himself a great game. I will never hate on Jamal. I love Jamal. He could do no wrong in my eyes except last week where he dropped probably the game-winning interception. Definitely could have cribbed it, but we're not here to talk about him getting just bonked on the head like that. Anyway, that's it for the show. Cody should be here next episode. Maybe not. If he's not, I'll be joined by my co-host Nessie again. And yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on socials down there. Follow mine up there. Nessie doesn't have any. And I will see you all on Wednesday when we recap everything that happened on week 7 of NFL football. Bye-bye.